So here we are at Potts Preserve to be the primitive campground. Basically the side that they keep for RVs. No hookups. We have our awning in and everything over there under that pavilion that was under the awning because a storm was brewing and the wind was blowing and we had to put the awning in because I was going to rip it off of there. So we've been just hanging under that little pavilion, but the storm has pretty much gone through, near as we can tell. A little breezy, a little thunder in the distance still, but I'm going to start a fire. But this would be the Potts Preserve primitive campground, which at the moment there is not a soul here but us. There's a site. A couple nice people in a van were over there the last couple days. And Stella. And a site across the little road. That's not a great site, but it is a site and has a fire ring and a picnic table. Another one there. Another one there. And actually there was a guy pulled back in there beside to the right of that big tree, back in that little spot, in a Jeep with a tent top for the Jeep, which was cool. And then over there is the Porta-john, which is nice and clean and stocked and pretty good compared to most of the Porta-johns. So this is the extent of it. And down here is the river. And these sites are basically on the river. You can see the river from the campsites, most of them, through the jungle. And this is a little ramp and the dock and a water monitoring station for the river height, I believe, flood management, etc. But this is a nice little spot. Happens to be right out our front door. So this has been handy. Tried a little fishing off that dock off and on all day and didn't get a bite. But we have kayaked up and down the river and up the Gum Slough, which is down the river that way a ways, kind of around that bend that you see down there at the end of the river. It flows in that direction, but like most Florida rivers, has almost no current. I mean, if it's going a half mile an hour, that's speedy. You can kind of see the stuff floating. It's about all the current there is, so paddling against it is no big deal. And that's the other way. And up there somewhere, I saw a dam when we were going down the road on our way here. Across there has been a couple of gators that hang out. And right down there, where you see that big scraggly tree, there's a log sticking out there. There was a little 2-3 foot gator hanging out there when we came back from our paddle up the slough. That was great. It's a spring fed stream, small river. Not much current in that either, but it is clear as can be. This river, like most, are pretty brown, and you can see the bottom. That's only just a few inches deep right there, the rocks in the loading ramp. That is probably an original ramp from a long time ago, but there's one back up past the entrance that is a good public ramp that people use. But anyway, this is Potts Preserve, primitive camping. And we're loving it. We'll be back here next year.